Hello everyone and welcome back to the Quirky Garage 1999. In today's video I'm gonna do a review about this. This is a 1968 Fiat 850 Berlina done by MiNiLAUDO. Now MiNiLAUDO is a new subline of Laudo Racing, which is a French brand which have been around since few years now, even maybe a decade. So far they only need a 1/18 scale model in resin, and they are specialized on Italian cars at few exceptions. But now they are coming into the 164 world with MiNiLAUDO. So now we're gonna take a look to the box. You can look and read by yourself. Nice box, I like it. Here it says N1B. N1 it's because it's casting number 1 and only one so far. And B, I think it's to indicate the color of the model, because this model is in beige and it's one of 5 colors available. So you have this beige, you have a dark blue, a light blue and a red. I will put some picture to illustrate. Also you have 2 interior colors, a red like this one and a brown. So in total it's 10 variations so far. Same thing. Okay, now I'm gonna read for you. This model is in 1/64 scale and was designed in France and built in Italy, which is nice, or made in Italy. Scale model not for under 13 years old, blah blah blah. Choking hazard, blah blah blah. MiNiLAUDO is a brand of Laudo racing model. Here you can see the full address and the website, which I will put a link in the description box down below. And by the way, that's where I've ordered my model, and it cost me about 15 euro plus shipping, so it was 20 in total. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk to you a bit about the Fiat 850 itself. So the Fiat 850 was Fiat's second smallest car in their lineup back in the mid-60s to mid-70s. It was a successor to the 600. Like its predecessor, the engine is on the back. This came in a few body styles, so you have the two-door sedan like this one, you had a coupe designed by Burton, you have a convertible called Spider, you have a passenger and panel van, a beach car, which was a concept car I think. You also had a four-door sedan, but it was only sold and built in Spain by the brand Seat. In total, about 3.5 million units of these were made between 1964 to 1974. If you want to know a bit more about the Fiat 850, I recommend you to watch a video done by the channel Roadster Life. I will put the link in the description. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk to you a bit about the model now. So something to know or to understand is that this model has a different approach than your uh, typical premium 164, because this is more of an evocation of an old toy of the 50s or 60s, like a Leslie Matchbox, or since it is an Italian car, a penny polystyrene or a polytog. I will put some picture to illustrate. So the way it looks is simple. It has its own appearance. So keep that in mind when I'm reviewing this model. So like I said, this model is in is in resin. Sorry, the body, I mean, the base is made out of metal, but more on that later on. Okay, so now we're gonna look at the front. So we have a painted detail for the front light and the fascia. It's not a grille because, like I said, the engine is on the back. Also, something a bit unfortunate, we are lacking a bit of red paint for the Fiat logo, as you can see here. Bumper a separate piece and painted in silver, of course, but we have some black paint emulating the rubber part. And now on the side indicator with some silver paint. And it's not flat, so it is good. Same thing for the door handle. Now the wheel, they are made out of plastic, they are one piece. And to be honest, the molding is not so perfect. The same thing for the paint. It's kinda unfortunate. Um, the front wheel does spin, but not the back, as you can see now. Okay, now let's move on to the back with taillight. Only red paint. I say that because on the real car it's in two colors. I will put a picture to illustrate that. License plate, your hood latch, bumper are also a separate piece, like on the front. Also, it's kinda hard to tell, but you have some vents for the engine. You can see a bit the interior, but more on that later. As you can see, this model doesn't have a window space, which is a bit odd, but at least we can see the interior a bit more easily. And speaking of the interior, you can see a nice dashboard and steering wheel, but to be honest, they are not too much to mold, because of course the dashboard on these cars of that time period are quite simple, but they look good, in my opinion. Seats are nicely molded with some ribbing on them. You can see the shift lever between the two seats, which is a manual transmission on these. Although you could also get a clutchless transmission, which was called, I think, the hydro convert or the hydromatic, I'm not sure. And you can see also some details on the door card, like the armrest and maybe the handle to open the door or the window, or to hold down the window, I should say. You can see in the interior, the seat, like I said. Now we are looking the metal base. Here it's a Fiat 850, casting number 1, MiNiLAUDO logo, 1/64 scale, made in Italy info, and you can see it's screwed together. I didn't try to taking it apart, and I don't think I will try. As you can see, this model doesn't hold too much. In fact, it doesn't hold at all, because front wheels are stuck. I don't care personally, but I know that some collectors like their model to hold. Anyway, so now I'm gonna give you my final thoughts on this model. So, like I said previously, this model is something different. Personally, I like it. It's lacking some detail, I think. It's a bit expensive for what it is, but I think that the cost is because of the manufacturing in Italy. And as I said, I like this fact. So, so yes, I personally like this model. I hope that they will sell enough to continue, and I will definitely buy more of them if they make some new casting. And on that, thanks for watching.